So today, I'm gonna be reviewing an Asics shoe. It's only right. You see, I fell in love with the Gel Nimbus line when they brought out this one. The 24. See, they upgraded it to this one, which I really loved. This shoe transformed everything I love about running shoes, the Gel Nimbus 25. But then this was upgraded to this. This is not working very well today. Let's talk about it. Hello, my name is Aubrey and I'm a runner. And this one is the Gel Nimbus 26, an upgrade from the previous versions. I want you to answer me in the comments below. I'm gonna present to you my facts and I wanna leave that conclusion to you. I'll tell you my opinion at the end, but I want you to start building your own and let me know in the comments. So, I fell in love with the Gel Nimbus line because of this. The 24, I just loved the colorway. I loved everything about this. I loved the gel at the back and it was visible. And then they released the 25, radically transforming the shoe. And in fact, all other shoes took notice. This shoe was a game changer across the board. And now they've given us this. The 26, the 3 things you need to know about the shoe. Price, 180 pounds. That's up there. Let's talk about the weight. Let me go back. The 24 weighed in, I wear a 9.5 UK, and it weighed in at 306 grams. This is the version 24. And then the 25 moved up that weight to 312 grams in a 9.5 UK. And now the version 26, 326 grams. Yeah, and in terms of the stack height, there you go. Numbers over there, numbers over here. Let's now talk about it in terms of the shoe, a normal conversation. Now, I'm gonna have a detailed comparison video comparing this to the previous version. This is not that video. This is an overview of this one, my first impressions, and what I feel about it. I may make references here and there to the version 25, but I will follow this video up with a direct comparison. I'm talking detail by detail comparison. For now, let's go. We're gonna go from the top, work our way down, the heel. Perfect. I absolutely love that. Now remember, this is a daily trainer. Now a lot of people are shying away from calling a max cushion shoe. This is a max cushion shoe, no doubt about it. And because it's a max cushion shoe, don't just see the max cushion part of it as being the midsole. Everything about the shoe has to be in line with that, including the heel. So when you look at the padding, it's got a plushy feel, and I absolutely love that. I've only done one run in this shoe, and you know what? It felt great. No heel slips, and that padding feels absolutely plush. When you look at the back of the heel, in terms of structure, that is gonna hold your foot. You really can't push that much against that. It's got a very strong hold, and it provides you structure and stability in terms of the heel hold. Staying with the heel, if you look, here you go, that heel tab. That helps with putting the shoe on, and you can use that, and it works really, really effectively. I used to think it's quite gimmicky, but you know what? It works. The tongue. You know what I'm gonna say over here. Asics, you. Well done. Fully gusseted tongue. But more importantly, now I know the first thing I like to talk about is whether the tongue's gusseted or not, but the tongue on this shoe, I just love it. Some people have complained, but it's got this amazing texture. It's a very stretchy, elasticated knit material, highly breathable, perforations, and I just love it for that. I also love at the top, obviously it's just aesthetics, but you've got that Asics writing, the branding over there on the tongue. In terms of the laces, now here, I'm gonna take a while, and you know what? It's almost like they were listening to me. I know they don't know I exist, but you know what? Asics. This is the 25. I tell you what, let's take it here so you can see in detail. Bro, I don't know what you were doing with the lacing system on the 25s, but what you've done here is an improvement. I'll bring it here, I'll show you. I'll tell you what, I'll show you both of them. You see this here, little strings, eyelets, spaghetti things. but they've now made them a bit stronger, and it's a big improvement on the 26. I think you can even go better. If I go 2 versions back, this are the eyelets. These are the eyelets you had in the 24. Now I get it. If this looks a bit more swanky, I get what you're doing. But for me, reverting back to the simple eyelet holes, love it. But this is progression and well done. In terms of the laces themselves, not really much a deviation from the previous version, and I like it. No problems whatsoever with the laces. They do what they're supposed to do. The upper, it's a knit material. Now look, one of the criticisms that most people gave to the Gel Nimbus, it's a very thick material. But you know what? It has to be. It's a max cushion shoe. It's a plush shoe. This is not designed for races and therefore wanting to give it a minimalistic look and feel. I just love it. I love how the shoe fits. I love the knit. And you know what? We're in winter. I'm not designed for this winter nonsense. So guess what, Asics? You get a big plus from me. The question will always be, well, what's going to happen in summer? Are you going to run hot? Are people going to complain that you're too hot? I don't think they will. Because look, if you look, a toe box, perforations galore. Turn the shoe to the side, perforations galore. On the inside of it, perforations galore. This bad boy is going to be breathable. I never had problems in the 25. I can tell you some shoes are more breathable, some shoes are cooler, but you know what? I'm not going to complain about how they've built this upper. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about the midsole. Now, the name Gel Nimbus 25, 24, 26 comes from the fact that they actually used to be a visible gel, and this is the version 24, and you can actually see the gel running through that midsole. When they did the version 25, they embedded that gel into the midsole, and it's the same here. You still see that they will claim that pure gel. It's in the writing over there. You're gonna see that. It says pure gel because there's a layer of that pure gel hidden in the back. Now, here is my criticism. It's a very good cushioning mechanism, but why don't you have it at the front as well? Because you know what? I don't land here when I run. I don't land back here. So when I'm walking, yes, and it makes it a very good recommendable shoe for people that want something comfortable to walk in. You're gonna struggle to beat this experience. But for your runner, why don't you guys think about embedding a gel at the front too? Because I remember previous versions apparently had this. I wasn't a runner back then when they did, but I would just like to ask Asics, what about considering that gel not being hidden at the back, putting something up here in the front? Maybe version 27, I'm just saying. In terms of the midsole, it says FF Blast Plus, it says that, but I'm telling you now, it's not the same. A lot of reviewers have talked about the Gel Nimbus 26 and not being too much of a deviation from the previous version. I disagree. It feels very different. Don't get me wrong. Me, I'm a connoisseur when it comes to max cushion shoes, and I can tell you levels of details. I obsess over this stuff. The Gel Nimbus 26 is not the same shoe as the 25. Most people are simply calling out changes that they've made to the outsole, and I will get to that, but I want to assure you it's not the same shoe. The upper feels different. It feels a bit more dialed in. It's much more of a stronger hold of your foot. The midsole is no longer the cushioned midsole we talked about. So, Asics at the start of last year came out with, this is the most comfortable running shoe. I was skeptic, and I believed them when I ran in it. The same can't be said about the shoe because it's not the same experience. If you're looking for a max cushion squishy shoe, this won't be it. Now, that's a plus and a minus. The minus is you might not just want a shoe that's going to steal all of your energy and just squish down. But if you're looking for that max cushion plush feel that you had in the 25, go get the 25, because this starts to feel much more like a daily trainer than it does a fully dedicated max cushion shoe. Okay, let's turn it over. Boom. Let's turn it over. Boom. Outsole time. Now look, I'm not one to just repeat what people have been saying on these reviews, because if it's not my experience, I'm not talking about it as if it is. But some people had problems with the grip on the outsole of the version 25. Asics listened and they've done this. What you can see there, 2 rubbers in the outsole of 2 different colors. depending on the colorway, but there will be two different colors. Essentially, you've got the rubber that is in the middle here. That's gonna be extra tacky for your grip, making sure that the runner doesn't slip depending on what terrain you're running on. And then in the key areas where you're likely to land, you've got a bit more of an abrasive, tough rubber to help with the resilience of this midsole. In the first one, they only had that one type, so people criticized it. Now for me personally, I didn't have any issues, so I'm not about to start talking about it as if I did. So that roughly is the Gel Nimbus 26. So who is this shoe for? It's a daily trainer, no doubt about it, and one of the best at that too. However, it's more for that person that wants a daily trainer that's slightly leaning towards the cushion side, as opposed to shoes like your Magic Speed, a Pegasus, your firmer midsole. If you're looking for a daily trainer that's a bit more cushioned, this is gonna be that shoe. And it's gonna be amazing too. 180 pounds brings into question, that's quite high. However, you have to look at the pricing of today, and the shoes are simply priced that way. Shoes are getting expensive. So coming up next, I'm gonna actually put the version 25 against the 26 and advise people on which one they should get, should you wanna stick with one of these two. Okay, so I'll see you on that video later on in the week.